Malachi chapter 3, verse 10. Bring all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. And try me now in this, says the Lord of hosts, if I will not open for you the windows of heaven, and pour out for you such blessings, that there will not be room enough to receive it. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode here on Humble Beginnings. It is December. We got this guy going on a contract. We're going to go ahead and start a contract of our own. There was a couple of cultivating contracts to do here in the month of December, so I figured we'd go ahead and tackle those. I do have our own stuff to worry about. We have all of our greenhouses to attend to, and we also have some apples to move into our production area. It worked out really well. That house that we put down, it has its own water, so we can get water from there. We didn't have to put a water production down, or a water point down, excuse me. We can buy diesel. I don't know if it's more expensive than the gas station, but we can buy diesel there. So it is a very convenient house to put down for our first property. I still don't plan to have that as a long-term place, but it should get us through at least until we can afford to buy something different. So the plan for this episode, like I talked about in the last one, kind of moving through the winter months, getting us back into spring. If there's not a whole lot going on, we might just do a simple montage, but I did want to bring everybody in and let everybody know what's kind of going on for the month of December, since we do got some contracts to take care of. So my plan is to do all three of those cultivating contracts. There's a plowing contract, which I probably won't do, because I want to progress relatively quickly through these months. So I'm just going to run time up pretty quick. Once we get these cultivating contracts done, we'll jump over to the farm area. We will move around some product, store some product, since we got that 100 pallet storage, and then just start moving through the winter months as long as there's no contracts to do. So let's go ahead and let's get this cultivating contract finished up. We'll do a little time lapse here, and then we'll jump back in over at the farm. We got our contract done. Our helper is about 75% done with his contract, so we're going to let him keep on moving. I think we're going to go ahead and jump over to the farmyard, and we're going to go ahead and start taking care of some of those other things that need to be taken care of. Let's go ahead and just collecting this contract right away. But yeah, we got at least one more cultivating contract. I'm hoping to grab that one. We're going to leave it go for a little bit, though, because we're going to take care of some other stuff. Plowing contracts, not going to touch that. Deadwood, nothing in supply for us. Ropes, so we got fish food, ropes, parsnips, cotton, and carrots, so nothing that we have available for us. But we're going to keep an eye on that now that we got some products of our own. Yeah, he's just getting ready to start the headland, so that's good. He'll be down here pretty soon. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's just jump in. Yeah, oops. Marty and Flight Mode, so that works out really good. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump in and just kind of see what I did. I'm not super artistic, you know. I do the best I can with what comes into my mind. It's not great, but so it's something. It gets us a start. But our shed, put most of our equipment in there. Our trailer's left out there. Our productions, as you can see, we got some apples already going. We do have some lettuce that has spawned already. Nothing for our mushrooms. And then our farmhouse. But yeah, so went ahead. I did move the farmhouse back a little bit, kind of give us a cul-de-sac looking area turnaround in front of our farmhouse. So hopefully that won't be a problem or an issue. I don't think it will be. And then our production site. So yeah, and then let's go ahead and just take this off. All right, jump into our tractor. We're gonna go ahead and start watering. Yeah, we can get water from here. It's free. Works out really well for us. I think if we look at our productions, our apples are ones that take the most water, 64. They hold the most as well. Most of those are doing pretty well. Our big greenhouses, they're halfway done, so we'll go ahead and hit those right away. And then, I don't know if I ever. Oh yeah, I started. Okay, 32. Wow, they don't. They don't produce very fast. And this one's not even. Oh, okay, it is running. All right, 1 water, 3 mushrooms. I guess those won't do us a whole lot of good throughout the winter months, but at least they'll be going, get a good start. Oh, we got a pallet. I stand corrected. But we're going to start off with watering our large greenhouses in the back. So I did have a question I wanted to pose to everyone, and that is, do you prefer, oops, I disconnected, time lapses over kind of like the cinematic montage, or would you prefer the montage over time lapses? If it is down to the montages, what is the length of time you like watching them? What do you think is a good length of time? I typically try to keep it, under around that 1.5 minute mark. Just kind of keep things going. But I just want to pose that question to you guys and kind of see what your thought was and what you prefer to watch, and then kind of based off that, kind of see how we want to progress doing some of the episodes. If we want to put in longer montages of the actual work, it's kind of like a full cinematic time lapse, but not going as fast. Or if we want to put more time lapses in, I can time lapse even some of the driving as well, put some more of that stuff within the episode. But would love to hear you guys' feedback and what your guys' suggestions are. So let's go ahead. We're going to fill this up, and then we're going to move some of our apples into our juice factory. We're going to get that going, and then I think we'll go ahead and jump into that last contract if it's still available, and then we're going to start jumping through months. So I'll see you guys here in just a minute. Alright, we got 12,000 liters of apples. I'm not sure how much our juice production will hold, but we're going to go ahead and drop this off in there. Hopefully it'll take all of it. I don't know how fast it works either. I know nothing about it. Just thought it'd be a good mod to go ahead and try out. So that's what we're doing here. So it automatically take them off the trailer, and it doesn't. So let's go ahead and just let's turn this on. Just make sure I'm in the right spot. Flow trailers. Oh, that's pallet spawn point. Let's just swing around here. See if he'll take them off of here now. Yep. Perfect. Took them all. That's what we were hoping for. Let's jump into our productions. Jump into our juice production. Oh yeah, 50,000 liters. Perfect. Plenty. Let's go ahead and activate that. 5 apple for apple juice. So we should do really well on that. We go back into our contracts. We did have 2 contracts pop up. So, perfect. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm just going to do these on my own. I'll go ahead and keep an eye on what's available for the month of December. I will speed up time when there's nothing going on. But then as soon as I get a contract going, I will put the time back to 5 and kind of keep us moving that way. But I think more than likely what's going to happen is I will be putting together a small little montage of the winter months, and then we'll catch back up if there's something, a major development within the winter. Otherwise, we'll probably catch up back in spring. So enjoy the montage, and I'll catch up with you guys here shortly. So we'll just jump back in here real quick and kind of give an update. We've done quite a few cultivating contracts already. This is my 3rd one personally. We have that worker in the field right there adjacent to us, and then we've had another one pop up. So far the month of December has been quite busy. I'm not sure if we can check the map to see field states, but cultivated is blue. And as you can see, there's, I guess, quite a few other fields yet that could potentially pop up. Plowed, harvested, let's go to, I don't know. Could be a few more that pop up, but it has been quite the busy December, busier than I expected it to be. But that's a good thing. I did go ahead and set our apple trees to distributing, so we are doing really well on production. We almost have our first pallet of apple juice already, so it's actually moving along really well. No complaints there. But I guess we'll just go ahead and time lapse this cultivating contract, and then I guess we'll jump back in and kind of see where we're at once we get this one done, and either see about jumping months. Don't wanna waste money. We have expansions to get. We want to get our own fields and things we need to buy, so no sense in wasting the income while it's there. We'll go ahead and drive on and grind to the month of December, and then see what winter looks like. So I'll catch you guys here in just a minute. So we finally got this contract all finished up. Really didn't take very long at all. They're about 70% done with that contract on the other field, that big field that's over there. So we are going to take that next contract for cultivating if it's still available. I've been doing some thinking. We've got about 7 episodes in, pretty much just contracts minus, we had one episode where we were doing some of our own work with the grass field. And, I appreciate everybody that's stayed through it and watched it. This has been a grind. We started from nothing. If you guys understand what the premise of the series is about. Humble beginnings, right? And that grind to make a name for ourselves, to grow, and to, our objective, which is to be supplying, product throughout this area. But I think what we're going to do for the remainder of this month, and I think through winter, is just kind of get some stuff done in the background until we can jump in and kind of start doing some of the stuff on our own. Trying to show some progression and stuff like that. I don't want the series to get too boring or too vanilla, but it is a grind. It's about the reward of, reaping the benefits and the fruits of our labor. So I don't want you guys to miss out on that part. If there's any major decisions or developments that come up, I will jump in and I will touch on those. We'll do those together. And I'll, show our tithing and stuff like that we've been doing. And but I think that's what we're going to do. Is I'm just going to go ahead and finish up the month of December off camera, unless something real major develops. And then more than likely kind of move through winter, like I mentioned before, not to be a broken record, but I do want you guys to be part of the journey, and I really want everybody to see, what we've been doing and to kind of show that progress. But like I said, I don't want it to be boring. I don't want it to get, kind of vanilla or taxing. So I want it to be more task oriented, kind of see, what we're actually up to and how we're getting it accomplished. As we start kind of moving towards our own work. So, like I said, I appreciate you guys that have been watching, that have stuck through it so far, and have been, with me on this journey so far. It's been an interesting journey. I've enjoyed it. And you know, I look forward to seeing how this progresses and keeps continuing to grow. But yeah, we will jump in and out throughout this episode and kind of give updates and show some progress. But we'll see you guys when we see you. All right, I just want to jump back in here real quick one more time for the month of December. We finished up our contract. I got 2 of the contemplating contracts going on. We have plenty of time, so I figured we go ahead and knock those out right away. They do just keep coming up. And as long as we got the time, we're going to go ahead and keep knocking them out. We don't want to just leave money going for the sake of leave money going. We're just going to do a lot of it off camera. We're just not going to show a bunch of it. We want to be task oriented and not repetitive and mundane. So I was in the shed for a reason. I wanted to kind of show you guys what we got in there. So we have, I wonder if it'll tell us how much we got in here. I guess not. Well, we got 2,000 liters of apple juice. We have, I think, 12,000 liters of lettuce and 2,000 liters of mushrooms right now. And so the whole purpose of this playthrough is to be a supplier. So we keep watching the supply contracts. So far, nothing's popped up for lettuce or mushrooms or apple juice. We did look at the best time to sell everything, and yeah, so mushrooms and lettuce were best sold in January. That's the highest price. And then we had apple juice, which is best sold in February. So we're going to store product as long as we can between selling times. So I think right now we will sell our lettuce and our mushrooms next month in December. And we will also sell our apple juice in February. But we will always check the supply contracts first and ensure that we're utilizing that as number one. And then we'll store products between that time. If there's no supply contracts come up and a year rolls around, we will sell products as long as we have the ability to store all that product. The other thing I want to do is jump in here real quick. So I was thinking about putting down, I installed this mod, the automatic watering system. So I was thinking about, it's really bright, setting this down. I don't know how far it'll reach, but I just want to go ahead and set one down to kind of see where it would take us. Try and line it up halfway nice. See if it'll kind of hit the majority of them right here. It is $5,000, but at the end of the day, if it saves us from having to water, we don't run out, we maximize our profits. So it hit 2 of them, 3, 4. So it didn't hit our greenhouses, but it did hit our hit one out of the 2 of those, but didn't hit any of the greenhouses for some reason. And we put it right in the middle, which is interesting that it hit all of this, but didn't hit this one or these 4. Maybe we have to put one more down, I guess. But either way, I want to drop one of those in there, show you guys what we were doing, kind of catch you up on how the month of December has been going. We are going to finish up those 2 contracts. There is more, but we're not going to tackle that this month. If it's there in January, we'll hit it in January. Almost the entire map has been cultivated. There's a couple of them that there's a contract for this one. A couple of these ones that haven't been cultivated yet, but as you can see, the map is about prime for us to start buying some land, and that is going to be our focus come spring. So just letting you guys know where we're at, and we'll catch up with you again here in a little bit. All right, we are in January. We go ahead and look at the contracts. Nothing that we're going to be doing. Some plowing contracts, we're going to go ahead and leave those alone. Going to a time-saving stock check. We have 20,000 liters of lettuce on the trailer. Big Farmers Market should be valued around Should get around $20,000. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in there, get this sold off. We'll see how much we get. We'll come back and we'll grab the mushrooms and we'll head over, figure out what the best sell point is for that, and we'll go ahead and get those sold. So we'll catch you guys here in just a minute. All right, let's unstrap. Go ahead and see what we get. Takes it right away. Holy moly. Just under $29,000, $28,883 sold of lettuce. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and jump back to the farm. Let's go ahead and grab our mushrooms. Let's see what we get for that. All right, we got 6,000 liters of mushrooms. Let's go ahead and take a look at restaurant. Let's go ahead and tag that. Check the map, just kind of see where it's at. All right, top of the hill. Let's go ahead and get this sold. We did go ahead and top off the water this morning because we were waiting for this last pallet of mushrooms to spawn from both the greenhouses. I think we got a pretty good decent amount of apple juice coming along. A little over 5,000. So that'll be pretty good coming next month for us to start selling that. We did check the supply contracts. There was nothing for lettuce or mushrooms, nothing for apple juice as well either. So we just been selling it as it is. After this month, we will start saving up on it, and as long as we got the room, we're going to keep storing it until next January, unless a supply contract comes around. If we got the product, we're going to go ahead and sell that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this sold. All right, let's drop these off. $7,600 in mushrooms, so we're up to $200,000 overall. Doing really well. We are going to wait to make any purchases till at least February. Once we get the apple juice sold, kind of see where we're sitting. I am going to start focusing on land. I think that's going to be our #1 priority. We're going to start shopping the used market heavily. Once we decide what we want to plant and we get it planted, we're going to go ahead and have a broker go ahead and look for some products for us. We know we're going to be in the market for a combine. I do know that this second year we'll still be, heavily involved with some contracts to keep us afloat until we, get some machinery that we know we're going to need. But we're definitely going to start doing some of our own work, and that's going to help us out quite a bit. But yep. We're going to start having the broker start looking for us for the equipment that we know we're going to absolutely need, and start building up our fleet. We're going to go ahead and check the contracts one more time and just make sure there's nothing that we need or that we can do. Deadwood, no plowing. We're not going to do nothing in supply that we have. We topped off all of our water, and our juice production is doing really well. Once we get topped off on this, we will start just storing at least one of these. That way we're not wasting product or just sitting there for a long time without utilizing it. Yeah, everything's looking good. I'll see you guys in February. Alright, so we are here in February. Our greenhouses are pretty thirsty. Most of them had very little water, so we're gonna go ahead and get them watered. I checked our juice production. We are full. Checked our apples, and they are storing quite a bit, so we're definitely producing more than what we can produce in apple juice. So I think it might be profitable enough for us to potentially put down another production site, but I'm not 100% sure if we're gonna do that yet, or if we maybe just go ahead and sell the apples. When is the best time to sell apples? February. So maybe we just go ahead and spawn what extra we have, and we'll just go ahead and sell those right away too for this month as some extra income. So I think that's what we'll do. So I'll catch up with you guys once we're ready to start selling stuff. All right, we've got our apple juice loaded up, 9,000 liters. Our apples, 10,000 liters. If we go ahead and look, warehouse is the best place to sell both of them. So that's where we're going to be headed. We've already produced quite a bit of lettuce, which will do really good for us come next month. Just go ahead and check where the warehouse is on this map. All right, should be easy enough. Let's head up there and let's get this sold. $29,000. Sitting at $231 overall. Let's go ahead and head back to the farm. Let's discuss what I've been thinking about our future expansion. See you guys in just a minute. Okay, we're back at the farm. Let's go ahead and jump into the menu and let's take a look at what I've been thinking about. So if we jump into our crop calendar, we can plant oats in October or in March, and then April opens up quite a bit of quite a bit of planting options. But I think what we're going to stick to is planting oats and soybeans for the first year. If we go ahead and look at land, so field 21, field 19, both have really good yield potential. Both affordable, we can buy both of them. Nothing planted in there as far as I'm aware. Nothing. The only fields planted that I see growing, there's 4 of them. Okay. What in the world was planted there? Oh, probably cotton. Yep. Okay. So just a couple of fields planted. So we should have the opportunity to buy both of these fields and afford both of them. So I think that's what we're going to start with. Nothing in the used market that we can use. Not right now. Let's take a look at cedars. So I think we got 235 horsepower altogether. And we're looking for a direct drill. The one that we own is 5.2. Okay. So if we're going to upgrade, it's got to be something bigger than that. Under 235 horsepower. This one's 200 but it's not a direct drill. This one is a direct drill, requires 240. We'd be pushing the boundaries. 6 meters overall would be an upgrade. Not a big one, not worth the price, I don't think, right now. Let's just take a look. This is 6 meters, requires 200 at 122. It's a direct drill. Okay. And what was this one? 116, 122. So actually this one would be cheaper. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just see if we can't find issues. We're going to just do 1 month because we're just going to jump months. Okay. And look at potentially upgrading our seeder. Try and get a little bit more work done. Maybe take a couple seeding contracts. I'll start next month. We produce. We should have sold that right away. That's okay. Our greenhouses are doing very well for us. We're definitely getting some production going. I think this is a good idea to kind of project us forward. But yeah, so we are going to move into the month of March. And in the month of March, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to buy some property to make sure we get it before anybody else plants it. And we're going to start doing our own work. I will see you guys here shortly in the month of March. All right, it is March, 6:30 in the morning. We got $232,000. Let's go ahead and jump into field 19 is planted already. Okay, well, that is my mistake. I shouldn't have waited. But field 21 is not planted. Let's just go ahead and verify that. Let's visit the property. It's not planted. So we're going to go ahead and purchase field 21. Let's buy that. We'll get a 30% discount, $55,000. Yes, we will buy that. we now officially own some more property with $176,000. What else can we buy for $176 that's not planted? Let's go ahead and look into field 18. Potential is not as high, but that might be okay, sustainable. This is 10 acres for $122,000. That's planted though. That's 201. Field 11. It's just under 8 acres for $100,000. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead, excuse me, go with field 31. All those contracts are paying off. This was originally $148,000, and we're gonna get it for $108,000 because of our discount on our contracts. So this one's 12 acres. This one up here is just under 7, and this one is just over 12. So I think it's going to be a good place for us to start. Like I said, we're going to jump back into contracts with some of these as well. You know what? We'll go ahead and borrow the items and start that contract. We will be doing some contracts, but we are going to be heavily focused on starting our own land. Let's just go ahead and jump in and see one more thing real quick. Nothing for us on the supply contracts, wood chips. Oh, I want to jump into this menu. And nothing. Nothing of value to us at this current time. But let's go ahead and jump back over to the farm. Yeah, we definitely are doing well with apples. Way more than what we need, but that's a good problem to have. We can always sell some early if we don't have enough storage. Let's check our water capacity for, yep, definitely need some water. Well, I think this is where we're going to go ahead and leave the episode. Moving into the month of March now, we have our own land. We did move through winter pretty quickly. Sorry if it ends up being a shorter episode. I don't know how long it's going to be once I'm all done editing it. I said I cut out a lot of that cultivating contracts. It was very redundant. It was worth it, right? We didn't want to leave any money on the table. We didn't want to just skip through the month if there was work to do. We didn't slow time down. We were able to complete it all in the time allotted for us. We sold some product that we, have put down on our own and created on our own. We got a little farmyard. We got a house. So I think in the first year from where we started to where we are right now, I think we're doing tremendously well. I think we're starting to make some progress, which is what, I was really hoping to see. And I think given this next month, I think we're going to be able to move through time a little bit quicker. Not that we want to skip time, but we are going to be heavily focused on, progression now and in our own work. So I just want to go ahead and leave you guys with this verse. It says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life." Everybody reads John 3:16 and talks about God's love, and while God's love is so important, right? Tremendously important. I love verse 17. It says, "For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved." Everybody thinks that all God does is judge and all God does is condemn, but it says that he came not to condemn but to save. And it's such an inspiring thing for me to realize that Christ loved us so much that he was willing to come down and give up his deity in heaven and come down to earth for a time to spread the gospel on his own, to endure the temptations that we endure, to suffer the death that he suffered in order to open up that way for us to have salvation. We all need it. He came for every single one of us. Nobody has done something too grievous that he won't forgive you. But just remember that he loves us. He's not here to condemn us. He is here to point us back to himself and remind us that we are sinners and that we have sinned against him and that we require a Savior, and he is that Savior. I thank you guys all for joining me here on this episode of Humble Beginnings. I pray you all have a blessed week. I'll see you next time on the next episode. Thanks for watching.